All right, so we got a call to do a quick repair out here before the next round of weather moves in, so that's what we're gonna do. It's up on the 2-story part on the lead gable side, probably 6-8 feet up from the bottom edge. It's a little pitchy and it is up there. It's up there probably so high it make most people's noses bleed. So as far as safety gear, I'm gonna catch some flack from some people on this, from the homeowners and from the safety OSHA people, but you know what? You control your life, I control mine. For you guys that are roofers, you know that you can't be profitable or successful or quick or efficient going by OSHA rules. So I'll show you my safety equipment. Anything to me that serves as a means of not falling off the roof and getting hurt is safety equipment. I'm not saying fall prevention or fall protection, I'm saying safety equipment. So if you want to come along, let's go. I'll show you what I'm going to do here. We're going to set the 26-foot extension ladder up, rope it to the gutter if it's possible. We're going to use a cushion to jump up on and work from in combination with cougar paws. If you are not familiar with cougar paws, you need to look them up if you work on roofs. They're like these little cushions that are replaceable under your feet. They are amazing. I'm going to have some gloves kind of help protect my hands because it's a little chilly. Bring my tool belt. We're going to do this repair with a mag hatchet and a flat bar. Clean the area, prep it. It is a, looks like a IKO Cambridge weatherwood shingle. So that's what I got picked up. Oh, and as far as the pitch, it's probably about a 612, nothing crazy, but it's the fall. It is up there and you don't want to fall because you may not walk away from it. It's gonna hurt if you do wake up from it. So you're gonna do your own repair. You take your own life in your own hands. Look up the right safety equipment. If you don't want to do it, then contract a qualified company. Without further ado, let's get into this. We're gonna get the cougar paws on. I don't wear these unless I am doing a repair because they're too expensive to just wear out. They will really help you grip and control your balance and how your body is positioned up there. I don't think you can get these on Amazon any longer. I did have a video with a link in the description to them, but I've had some people say you can't find them anymore. If so, I apologize. You're gonna have to probably check their own website if they've got one, or your local roofing supply houses. Your box stores are not gonna have them. Try to make sure you got everything you need so you don't need to go up and down multiple times. So as always, we will take a quick look at the roof while we're up there, or at least that general section, and learn why maybe this went bad. If it was a possible quality of install, or what the case may be. I can remember this did hit. It's at a decent angle, stick those feet into the ground. Again, you take this into your own hands, your risk of your life in your own hands. There we go. Disclaimer. Okay, we're gonna go up first, set up some of the smaller stuff real quick. Behind the ladder, rope it off, then go back, get the shingles, go back up and transition to the roof to actually do the repair. One, two, three, four, five, maybe 5 shingles. Get that clipped on there so it doesn't blow away. Be courteous and pull out trash so it doesn't clog the gutter. All right, let's check the pitch gauge on this real quick. So I just use this little app called Pitch Gauge. It's free. You just simply, once it's calibrated, you can change the pitch of your phone here to the roof. And it's actually a 7, not a 6. Sometimes you can kind of change it based on where you put it. An 8, you know, it's going to be pretty close. So I said 6, it's actually over a 6. Say 7, not quite an 8. I'll see if I can't leave a link or a picture or screenshot to this app in the description down below. I like it. How many OSHA laws or rules am I breaking? All right, let's take this as a quick little learning here. I know for a fact it's an ICO shingle. They're the only ones in the industry that I know of that have a vertical sawtooth. It is a standard 4 nail pattern. This roof is fairly new. They have since come out with a 6 nail pattern where it would be near the edge like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, not near a drip groove. And in the common bond, which will get you 130 mile-an-hour wind, I believe. Notice this line here. This is not the intended nail zone. This is just a thing that they have at the manufacturing. Has nothing to do with the nail zone. So if you put your nails up here, you're shooting way too high. Most of your lower end entry shingle brands, they have a very small common bond, and I will show you that. So if you look at this shingle, here's your buildup right here, okay, your exposure. On the back side right here, okay, so your wedge, your shim, is right here in between my fingers. So that is the only distance you have to hit the common bond. If your nails are not in that location, they're not in the right spot. If they're too high, you're only hitting one piece of fiberglass, and on a hot summer day with a lot of sun, different conditions, steeper pitch, this shim will actually heat up and slide right out. It'll fall out of there. That's why it's important to get your common bond. Not blown through either. Cold weather installs, you got to take some time and consideration into your gun shooting, so you're not blowing through the mat, or that it's up too high or crooked. Those are all things you want to make sure of during your install if you're the installer, if you're a homeowner installing it yourself. So those are some things just to pay attention to. You ever have a warranty claim and they see your nails are too high or whatever, that's an out for the manufacturer, not having to cover it. No one's down there. If there is, just give me a heads up. We're just going to pitch this out gently. A little spin right down to the ground. I can pick it up. Be cautious it doesn't come back into your house. Feels like this leading edge is a little loose. We're going to just add 2 nails in the area. But we're going to prep this real quick. Again, my old faithful mag hatchet by AJC. This is a lifesaver. You need to, if you do any kind of roofing, you got to check one of these things out. Again, in this video, I'll leave a link in the description to Amazon where you can pick it up direct to your door. As far as the repair, notice you're trying to get those nails in that common bond. I'm not going to nail here because I need to get some added to that. This whole thing is loose here, so we're gonna have to re-nail a lot of this stuff. That's still stuck down. This is why the AJC mag hatchet is so handy. You can hold the nail, but it will hold the nail, so you can hold the shingle, and you can get a nice little swinging strike on there, and then drive it home. Otherwise, you're kind of doing this number, and it just sucks. It's cold. If you bust your finger on a cold day, it's miserable. Don't ever put your nails in that area. Water gets in this. You can see the dirty trail line right there. So don't ever get your nails in that area. There's so many guys on YouTube saying, oh, my stuff doesn't leak. I promise you over time it will. And they're hard to find, so just don't do it. Don't be that guy. We're going to split that. Nail it off. Well, so I bet it'll cover. I'm gonna spot them anyway. Any of your nails that are old, either pound them in or remove them. I like to remove them. It gets you extra nails. You also don't hit them when you're trying to install your shingles. Bend them over and screw them up. So anywhere where the shingles were, go up there, check them, clean them, prep it. The other thing, if you have your nails in the right spot, they're going to penetrate the headlap of the shingle under it as well. So if you shoot these high, they're going to miss this. See how those are barely catching? Just another thing I wanted to point out. This one's kind of compromised a little bit. Just gotta take it out. See how that wedge is coming apart? All right, so back to task at hand. I need to nail these corners off here. Can't stress the fact enough, just be careful. Don't get hurt. You gotta be cold because these things will snap. Try to flex that too much. It's not really brittle, it's brittle because it's cold. It'll snap, and then you'll be taking that one out. And all of these are gonna get a small dab of sealer. But I would say the biggest reason this roof keeps blowing out is because the nails are too high. Whoever installed it was rushing it. I mean, you can see that one's pretty high. It should be down here. Can you see it? Is GoPro good enough? If they would have just put the nails in the right spot, this would not have blown out. Then you get those guys that say, well, Ico's a crap shingle. You know, everybody has their own opinions. Yes, there are some better features with other brands. That's not what this video is about. Pro tip on your edge, be careful. You want to nail near the edge, yes, but you don't want to go out your edge metal here, so just watch that. All right, let's start putting some back in. I'd like to know a little more on the history of this particular roof. How old is it? Because you still got black paper up here. There's no starter up the gable. Just little things like that that would be nice to know. If it was installed within the last, I don't know, I'd say 10 years, somebody was being cheap because they still only used 4 nails. They used black paper, no starter. Just all those little things get you more enhanced wind warranties with pretty much any manufacturer out there. I mean, nowadays synthetic paper is so much better to install. On a hot day, you can stand on this. If it's synthetic, this will beat up under your boot and you'll slide. It's just not safe. Any kind of breeze or wind, this stuff tears really easy. Synthetic holds, and you're not saving anything. A synthetic roll, you get about 10 square per roll, most manufacturers. In the 15-pound black felt like this, it's 4 square per roll. So you do the math, it's not gonna save you but pennies. Oh shit, That dog just got that duck. Still gotta get one in there, don't forget. Don't be that guy. We're gonna go get it here in just a second. That duck's got some bling bling from him, hanging from his neck. That's actually the nail line, that little bitty, horrible little line to see. If you down too much, like say 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, you're going to be exposed. If you're up even 1/4 inch, you're not hitting the common bond. When you get any brand across the board, higher price shingles, the second, third line up or so, you're going to have like really wide defined nail zones, and if you hit it, they're going to honor their warranty. Sure nail strip, just many of them have them. Get these under here real quick. Let's see, I got those. On a warm summer day, this would just be so much easier. There's actually a tool I want to design that will allow you to nail these a whole lot easier and not have to bend those up, you know, and the whole brittle test, you can't do the repair. Well, damn it. That's where you get guys that just want to stick it to the insurance company, and that's a whole business model in its own. But this tool I want to design will fix that issue. Hanging over like this, you can either pre-cut or you can cut afterwards. You can either use a sharp straight blade and use your edge metal as a guide unless they've hung it over. You could use a hook across the top, whichever. It's cold. This is just a sharper knife I have in my pouch right now, so we're gonna score it. Actually, it's so close to the edge, it's probably gonna snap it, so we're gonna switch to a hook. Those areas where the tar comes under here makes it really hard. There's one right there. There's one. If you wanted to pre-cut it, you would basically get your shingle where you need. Use a knife of some sort, mark it, then cut it straight as you can, score through the fiberglass, and then snap it. On a hot summer day, don't cut what's under it. It'll cause more trouble. I got some nails clean right there. It's gonna need re-nailed too. When doing repairs, sometimes you just gotta draw a line. Like if I try to get this one nailed, it's gonna break this one free. If I try to get that, it's gonna break that free. At some point, you might have to just be like, okay, enough is enough, and then seal it really good. Because, especially on a cold day like this, that stuff is really brittle. Which I'll get back in there in a minute. The shingle's down there in the way of my foot getting out there. Pro tip, if you're doing this and you happen to be in a buildup, you might be able to shift it out here. It's pretty much, it's doable. So the pro tip is, let me re-explain that. You're gonna pre-cut your shingle. It's in the middle of a double thickness right here, and it's cold, it's hard. Sometimes you just shift it over this way, and you can. We're right at the edge of it. It's gonna be a 1/8 inch long, but it will be a whole lot easier to do that right there. The headlap of this is getting into that area of nails, so you're gonna have to prep it. Four nail pattern, only that one hitting, the other one's out of the way. This one, I see it right there. The laminate shim here is separated. We're gonna seal it. Again, this is where I was talking about. At some point, you're gonna have to draw a line, because if I try to fix this, it's gonna screw these up. Try to fix those, it could screw that corner up. It's a repair, folks, not a new roof. Sometimes I feel so weird doing these kinds of videos. I mean, look around. There's no one here. I'm not talking to anyone but the camera. People around me are like, that fool, he's talking to himself. Making these videos, you just, I guess, gotta get used to it. And there's some cap missing I just saw right there. Well, I have to run back to the office to grab some cap. Okay, got that one nailed. Let's send some nails home in this one. See where you're at that fine line, it's gonna snap. Need sure to get one under that. Shingle's cracked, but we're gonna, the crack here, there's no drip groove. It's essentially as if it had a crack. If there's a nail, we're gonna spot the nail. We're also gonna seal that crack. Again, people, this is a repair. I did not install this roof. I don't know anything about it. You gotta draw a line, especially this time of year. We're here to prevent further damage. I don't know, you always get these people on YouTube that just want to hate. We're gonna spot that. There's one down below here I want to check. Nope, I got him. Okay. Better not do that. Better scoot over and grab it. So working bottom up, top down doesn't matter. Anywhere a seal has been split or compromised. So like this tab out, any of these, they won't seal for a while because we don't have the sun or the temperature. This is our, I think, 3rd or 4th day where it's just been complete overcast. I haven't seen the sun in about 3 or 4 days here. It's about 30 degrees. Sometimes the overnight lows are colder. I couldn't get to this a few days because it's been just so frosty in the morning. Get some of that slightly dried plug out. There we go. It doesn't take much. Just a few dabs. Now, some would argue that this will eventually seal. Eventually, no one knows how long it's going to take to get sun and heat up, and then the constant winter winds blowing and whipping on it might stick a little, then blow and rip up the granules. Just spot a few spots on it. Believe it or not, most manufacturers across the board also say this during cold weather installs, which, let me remind you, they don't give you a hard temperature or a hard date. They just say if it's cold weather install, you need to put 3 dabs of qualified sealer under the shingle during install, or as soon as you're done with the roof, go back through and put 3 dabs of sealer under every shingle. I have never heard of anyone doing that. Again, it's an out for them. Don't install in the cold. A lot of guys do it. Can you get away with it? Yes. Just be aware. Know the good, the bad, and the ugly. A lot of companies won't tell you that. Why? Because they care about them and their bottom dollar and their income. I personally like to save enough to get through the winter and then just kind of go into repair and emergency work only in the winter. I wouldn't want a brand new roof installed on my roof in the winter. I'm not going to recommend it to my customers. That is, unless it's dire need, it's leaking really bad. Make sure I get a good hand on that. Get a good foot on it. Never let go of hand. I tell you what, if I fall, I am not letting go of that hand. And if you are, ride the damn ladder down. Just don't get tangled in it. Oopsie, sorry GoPro. How to name it. Max. What's a good name? What should I name my GoPro? Comment below. Let me know if I like it. I'll use it. You know, another quick pro tip here. If you're a business owner or new to it, you might be tempted to say, I'm just going to leave the ladder up, or I'll move it, leave it. Do not take no time for a little kid to climb up this ladder, fall off, get hurt, and then you, my friend, are going to be sued. Probably sued for everything you're worth. That is another good reason to point out you want to make sure you set this up in a proper business entity and you maintain it. So if there ever is a lawsuit, they can't pierce the corporate veil and come after you and your personal assets. Maybe that could be a whole playlist in its own. So as my battery on the GoPro, soon to be named by you, let me know your thoughts. I'll name it right now. It's maybe Max. But anyway, I hope you liked the video of the quick repair up there. If you did, give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing. Let me know what you want to see, what you want covered. I'll do my best this winter to cover it. Until next time, be safe and see you then.